Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to be talking about the most important aspect of online communication, and that's going to be data at rest, in use, and in transmission. We're going to start with data at rest, which is information that's stored on the local or remote system. That's going to be the most simple to understand because that's all of your files in a database, all of your files on your computer, all of your files on backup tapes or SAN storage, which is storage area network, or a NAS, which is network access storage for smaller amounts of storage. But for instance, at my work for the Department of Defense, we use SAN storage to take some of the backup data that we need to have within our network, and we put it in SAN storage servers so that it doesn't maintain. Data in use is going to be information that is processed, accessed, or read. These are going to be active Word documents, active Excel documents or PowerPoints, email documents that are saved as drafts, text messages that you're sending, anything that you are actively using and reading in the moment. So that's just going to be what you think about when you're generally talking about data or thinking about it in a day-to-day sense. Finally, we have data in transmission. This is going to be any information that is stored or transported between systems, such as saving files to a database on a SharePoint or a OneDrive or a Google Drive. Really anything that's processing information along the way. Then in order to get to the most secure, in order to understand how to best protect your data, we'll start with how you can protect data at rest, which is going to be very simple with server encryption keys or updating server certificates. Encryption keys on each server will be applying the same master key between two servers that might be load balanced. This way the data can transfer securely between each server, but nothing else that does not have access to that encryption key will be able to read the stored data. Likewise, with the server certificates, you're going to need to have valid certificates from a trusted certificate authority, either from within your company or from an external trusted third-party company that can be applied to data at rest or data in use. For data in use, you also have the method of requiring the use of VPNs. VPNs are virtual private networks, which will require some sort of login to be able to access the internal network. In doing so, all of the message traffic that is going through the virtual private network will be encrypted through usually IPsec, which is going to be Internet Protocol Security for most large companies these days. You can also use digital signatures and certificates. This is very common in email communication or secured PDF documents for personally identifiable information or public health information. It's going to be a big one, especially for the highly remote environment today. With the COVID outbreak, a lot of medical companies are using this method of communication to ensure that everybody is staying safe and socially distanced, but also is not having any breach of the confidentiality, integrity, or availability CIA triad. Finally, for data in transmission, you can always require the use of secure protocols and ports. For instance, requiring the use of internet traffic over port 443, which is going to be HTTPS with secure socket layer, or TLS, which is transport layer security, instead of port 80 over HTTP, or LDAP calls, which are going to be communicating back to Active Directory in a Windows environment, requiring the use of that protocol over port 636 instead of port 389. The most simple form of securing all data, whether it's at rest, in use, or in transmission, would be to restrict access. Require that people have to log in, enter a username or password, know a secure encryption password, have a secure encryption key, whether it's asymmetric or symmetric. It's going to be the most basic form of securing online data. Thank you for joining me.